Chandraya Namo Namaste. जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे So yesterday I think we read hmm, in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7.14, text 14, it is stated that the material nature is so strong that it can be surmounted, it can be crossed only by those living entities who surrender unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Only they can cross the ocean of material existence. When a living entity forgets that he is eternally the servitor of Lord Krishna, the forgetfulness causes the bondage in the conditioned life and his attraction for the material energy. What is the cause of our attraction towards the material energy? It is the forgetfulness of our original position, that we are eternally the servitor of Lord Krishna. Because we forget that, time and again we forget that. Therefore, time and again we are actually entangled in the material energy, where we are constantly attracted towards the material energy. So, indeed, that attraction is the shackle of the material energy. Since it is very difficult for a person to become free as long as he desires to lord it over the material nature, that is, as long as he desires to enjoy the material nature, as long as he desires to become the master in this material nature, in this material world, it is recommended till that time it is very difficult for such a person to become free from the shackles, from the strong chains of the material nature. And for such a person, it is recommended that he should approach a spiritual master who can train him in devotional service. In this way, he can get out of the clutches of the material nature and achieve the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. There are four social divisions of human society: the Brahmins, or the intellectuals, the Kshatriyas or the administrators, the Vaishyas or the businessmen and farmers, and the Shudras or the laborers. There are also four spiritual orders or ashrams: the Brahmachari ashram or the student life, the Grihastha or householders, Vanaprastha or retired persons, and the sannyasis or those in the renounced order of life. These are spiritual orders, and the previous was the social orders of the human society. Regardless of one's social or spiritual position, however, one who is lacking in devotional service or Krishna consciousness cannot be released from the material bondage, even if he executes his prescribed duty. So, somebody may say that I am a Brahman, I am a Brahmachari, but if that person is not engaged in devotional service of the Lord, if that person is not Krishna consciousness, is not Krishna conscious, then he cannot be released from the material bondage. So in this lifetime, he may be a Brahman, he may be a Brahmachari or whatever, he may be a sannyasi, but if he is not engaged in devotional service or Krishna consciousness, then that means he is he cannot be liberated from the shackles of the material nature, and therefore he has to repeat his birth and death cycle as long as he is bereft of the devotional service of Lord Krishna. So it does not matter who is from which. In fact, Krishna also says that one who is born in a dog eating family, but if that person is my devotee, if that person is sincerely practicing, if he's a pure devotee, although he belongs to the dog eating family, but he's very dear to me. Whereas somebody who may be born as a Brahman, is a belongs to a very exalted Brahmanical family, or some of that stature, but such a person is not dear to me because he's not engaged in my devotional service. He's not engaged in devotional service. He's not personally connecting with me. He's not establishing his relationship with me. He's busy in his own things. If some whimsical things he may be doing. We may think that we are doing some bhakti or something. Whimsically doing something is not bhakti. Bhakti is doing it anukulyena krishnanu. We have to do what is favorable in Krishna consciousness, and based on that our activities should be performed. Based on the instructions given by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, our activities should be performed. Then that is called favorable devotional service. Anukulyena krishnanu. So such a person cannot be released from the material bondage, even if he executes his prescribed duty. On the contrary, he will glide down to hell due to material consciousness. Therefore, whoever is engaged in his occupational or spiritual duty must simultaneously cultivate Krishna consciousness. Whether somebody is a brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasi, shudra, no matter which social division they belong to or which spiritual order they belong to, one must engage simultaneously in Krishna consciousness, in devotional service, if he wants liberation from the material clutches. In this regard, many times people think that this spiritual things, Krishna consciousness and chanting और रीडिंग भगवत गीता, रीडिंग श्रीमद् भागवतम, अरे ये तो जब अभी तो जवान हो, व्हाई आर यू वेस्टिंग योर लाइफ, यू आर टू यंग टू डू ऑल दीज थिंग्स. दिस इज अ वेरी कॉमन थिंग. पीपल से दैट जब बुढ़ापा आएगा, वंस यू रिटायर, व्हेन यू एज, देन यू शुड डू ऑल दीज थिंग्स. सो वी शुड से दैट आंटी और अंकल, आपकी तो उम्र हो गई है, देन व्हाई आर यू नॉट एंगेजिंग योरसेल्फ इन कृष्ण भक्ति. वी शुड आस्क देम when these aunties and uncles they try to come and preach us that, why are you wasting your youth, you should enjoy, this is the time to enjoy. So we should also tell them that okay, we are ready to enjoy. We are anyways already enjoying in Krishna consciousness much more than you can even think of, and much more than your sons and daughters are enjoying. But you are already aged, then why are you not engaging yourself in reading Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita and coming to the temple? Why are you not doing that? We should ask them. So it is foolishness to think that these are things to be done during old age, because during old age we cannot even see properly. Our hands don't even move properly. To move tooth steps, we feel that, oh, there is so much pain in my back and there is so much pain in the knee. What devotional service are you going to do? How will you pay obeisances to the Supreme Lord? How will you pay your obeisances? You cannot even do Dandavat Pranam at that time. Then what is the use of your old age? Better die then and go to hell. So that is the thing that we have to understand. This has nothing to do with age. In fact, what is the guarantee that somebody is going to live the next minute? What is the guarantee that somebody is going to live another 10 years? Forget about 10 years, 10 months. Can anybody give guarantee for themselves or for their family members? Nobody can give any guarantee. We cannot give a guarantee for ourselves also, and we cannot give guarantee for our family members also. What to speak of 10 months? Who can give a guarantee for 10 days? And who can give a guarantee of 10 minutes also? Or 10 seconds also? So therefore, we should not waste our time. We should immediately take up to Krishna consciousness, immediately start taking names of Krishna, because death is the final exam. Then we will not get time. That is the final exam, and that is just few moments that is going to decide our next journey. So we should not waste our time. So unless somebody engages or somebody simultaneously cultivates Krishna consciousness in devotional service, it is not possible to get liberation from the material clutches. In this regard, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited two verses from Srimad Bhagavatam. Canto 11.5.2 and 3. So, chapter 5, verse number 2 and verse number 3, that were spoken by Sri Narad Muni to indicate the path of Bhagavat cultivation. Sri Narad Muni pointed out that the four social divisions of human society, as well as the four orders of life, are born from the gigantic universal form of the Lord, the Virat Purusha. The Brahmins are born from the mouth of the universal form of the Lord. The Kshatriyas are born from the arms of Virat Purush, the Vaishyas from the waist, and the Shudras are born from the legs. As such, the members of all these social orders are qualified in the different modes of material nature within the form of the Virat Purush. But if a person is not engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord, he falls from his position regardless of whether he executes his prescribed occupational duty or not. Even if somebody is doing their prescribed duties very nicely, maybe a father in the house, he's taking care of the family very nicely. He's taking care of the wife very nicely. He's taking care of the children very nicely. He's taking care of his old parents very nicely. He's doing his job very nicely, very decently, not with no illegal methods and everything very nicely. They have very nice nature. They are doing many charities. They are doing many good pious deeds, and they are also doing some puja part. Every time there is Ganesh Chaturthi, they are doing Ganesh puja. Whenever there is Durga puja, they are doing nice puja. They are going to the Durga puja and very devoted. Kali puja also, they are doing everything. They are doing, but if they are not doing Krishna consciousness, if they are not engaged in devotional service of Lord Krishna, then it is very difficult for them to come to that point where they can get liberated. So they have to continue repeating their birth and death. There is no other way. So all of these things will not qualify a person to get liberated from the material entanglements. Why? Because one may ask that why these are very good activities, they are pious people, they are doing all these things. So we should understand that in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying this clearly, that Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Krishna has not said that you do all your duties, and when you do your duties, that is perfect. Then that is only that is only your way to get liberated. Krishna has not said that. Rather, Krishna has said the other way, that Sarva Dharman. He's not saying adharma. There's no question of adharma, but he's saying all kinds of duties and religions that may be there. You forget about all of these things and just take to my lotus feet. Just surrender to my lotus feet. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchah. So here Krishna is very clearly saying that you have to surrender at my lotus feet, because only Krishna can deliver us from all the entanglements. Unless we are engaged in serving Krishna, our senses, what is the meaning of engaging in devotional service? It means that we are engaging our senses in doing various activities that are to serve Krishna, because our senses are like serpents. They are like very poisonous serpents. Every moment, now and then, the serpents are biting us, and with that bite the poison is spreading all over the body. With the eyes we are seeing so many things, and we are registering everything. In minutes we are registering so many things in our mind. Then through our ears we are hearing so many things, and we are registering all of that consciously, subconsciously, knowingly, unknowingly. Everything is getting registered in our mind, in our brain somewhere. Similarly, our hands, our feet, and the most dangerous serpent is the tongue. We like to eat anything that will give us pleasure, and we like to speak anything that is going to give us pleasure. We think that it will give us pleasure, but what we don't understand is that this serpent bite is so poisonous that it is going to entangle me in a most dangerous way, in the most dangerous way. So all our senses are like these serpents, And um, superficially or artificially, if somebody tries to control the senses, like Gandhi ji ke teen bandar, the three monkeys of Gandhi ji, that we will not see anything, we will not hear anything, we will not speak anything. For how much time can somebody do that? We are not monkeys. We are not Gandhi ji's bandar. We are humans, and we will continue doing something or the other every moment. Therefore, unless they are engaged in something which will give us higher taste, which will make us lose this lower tastes, unless we engage these senses, these poisonous serpents in doing higher things, where we get so attracted that these lower things don't really attract us anymore. What will happen then? Then these same serpents, although they were poisonous, they will become like there are no tooth for the serpents. So teethless serpents. Now, even if they bite 100 times also, nothing is going to happen. No poison is going to enter the body. So it is like that. So the senses, once they are engaged in Krishna's services, what happens is that the taste for these lower mundane materialistic things will start start coming down. So these serpents, they may bite, the eyes may, the mind may say that let's watch a movie. Suddenly, but the intelligence, because it is engaged, because we are engaging our eyes, ears, our tongue in chanting the holy names of the Lord, we are engaging the tongue in honoring Krishna Prasadam, we are engaging our feet to go to the temple of the Lord, we are engaging our eyes to see the form of the Lord, we are engaging our ears in listening to the Krishna Katha, the pastimes, the glorious pastimes of the Supreme Lord. We are engaging our hands, cooking for the Lord, dressing the Lord, then we are using all our that skin. We are we are offering our obeisances. We are touching our head on the ground and offering our obeisances to the Lord. So this way we are engaging all our senses in serving the Supreme Lord. And therefore, gradually what will happen is that we will lose the taste for watching mundane movies. We'll feel that this is the same thing, chewing the chew, that same story is repeated in different ways. There is a hero, there is a heroine, there is a villain, and some ghost stories and some romantic stories and some this and some that, but it is the same old nonsense. I don't find any interest in it anymore. The same old Bollywood songs, I don't find any interest anymore. All that mundane girl and mundane boy, if you see them outside, they have another millions of girlfriends and boyfriends, and in the movie they will show that they are so loyal to each other. There is no loyalty in this material world. This material world is completely fake and temporary, and everything is conditional. So we start, that intelligence starts developing, that these foolish things, I don't have any taste for it anymore. That's when the higher taste has developed, and therefore we don't feel any interest in these lower things. So that is why again and again it has been said, again and again it has been said, that devotional service of the Lord, devotional service of the Lord, engage in the devotional service of the Lord. This is the only way how our senses will come under completely our control. And that means we are now completely independent. People think independence is opposite. People think that doing whatever I want is independence. Actually, that is dependence. They are such slaves of, not they, we are also such slaves of our own senses, that we cannot control our senses. The moment I feel I want to do something, abhi bore ho raha hai, kuch karna hai, let's go and party, that is because we are slaves of our senses. Such people, such materialistic people, they are slaves. They have no control over their senses, and they think that is independence. Actually, that is dependence. True independence is when the senses are under my control. I will decide what I want to do, and I will do what I want to do, not what my senses want me to do. That is real independence. So this engaging in devotional service of the Lord will give us real independence. But if somebody is not engaged, he will fall from his position, regardless of whether he executes his prescribed occupational duty or not. So we'll pause here for today, and Krishna willing, we'll continue reading tomorrow again from here. So thank you very much, dear devotees, for your kind association. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Anantakoti Vaishnav ki jai. I did somebody raise the hand? I heard a sound, but I don't know. Is there a question? Okay, if not, then we'll stop here. Srila Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
हरि बोल
हरि
श्यामा
हरि
माता की जय, हरि